Hello all, in this video I'll be talking about library in your SAS. So what is library? Just like all other library, it will help you to store one or more data set in your SAS system. So basically library helps you to store the data, right? So there are two types of library in SAS. One will be your permanent library which cannot be deleted and it is already present. So by default you will have your SAS user and SAS help. See, I've given you example of it. All these are your by default SAS user, SAS help, SAS data. Okay. Then there is one temporary library. So temporary library by default is one work library and it will get deleted once the session ends. Okay. So what happens to your temporary data set, which is, the data set which is stored in temporary library will get deleted once the session will end. So by default you have work library. Okay. So in this the all your data set will go to this. Now there are two namings in library. Okay, so one is your one level naming, the other one is your two level naming. So one level naming, no, only the data set name will be written. Okay, because you just wrote your data set name, so it will automatically get transferred to your work library, that is the temporary library. So these data set with one level naming will get deleted once the session will end. So over here I have given one example. See, data set name I've given final. Okay, so this is known as your one level naming. I've just given the name of your data set, right? Now in two level naming, the another one, what happens in that? First you will write your library name, then you will write the data set name. See, first library name will be written, then the data set name will be written. Okay, so library and data set name which you will write will be separated by a dot. Okay, it will be separated by a dot. Over here you can see data set name, what I have written, work dot report. So report data set will go to work library. Now over here I have written data SAS help dot cars. So it means the cars belongs to your SAS help. Okay, so this is what you mean by one level naming and two level naming. I hope till now the types and the naming in library are clear. Now I will move on to how can you create library. Okay, how can you create your own library? So there are two ways to do that. So first way is to by using the syntax, which is libname libref path to store. So libname is to call the library, libref where you will write your new library name, and the path to store where you want to store it. Okay, that is what it means. So there are certain rules for your libref. So how your library name should be? See, your library name cannot exceed 8 characters. Number one, okay, it cannot exceed 8 characters. Second, it can either start with a letter or a underscore. Okay, so if you want to start a libref, it can start with an underscore or letter. Now the subsequent characters can be a letter, number or underscore. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, let's say if this is your libref, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is not allowed because it cannot exceed your 8 characters. Okay. Then let's say it is starting with a star rep. As I told you, it should start. This also is not allowed. Why? Because either it should start with a letter or an underscore. Okay. Now the subsequent letters can be even your numbers. It can be a letter like A, B, C, D and all, and it can also be an underscore. So this is the rule for your libref. Okay. So over here I have given one example, libname to call the library, and report I have given the name for your library. Okay, and the path to store. So to store, what I have given is, just a minute. Yeah, so SAS user dot v94, I went to the properties, I took the location and then I did copy paste here. Okay, so I'm storing it in SAS user dot v94. So now I'll just run it. Okay. Yeah, so your library is created. How will you check it? Go to libraries, my libraries. You can see, there you go, report. See, it is created now. So this is one way to create library. But what happens now, once you close this session, then again you have to execute this. Again you have to execute this, and then report library will again be seen. Okay. Now there's another way to create a library in which we did not, again do this step. Okay. Every time we open the session. So what we can do is, see, I've made one simple chart for the second method. So what you have to do is go to the Explorer. So this Explorer folder, no, you will find in your SAS version 9.4. Okay, I will show it to you. Then you will go to the library. Okay, so over here we can directly go to the library. Fine. Then we have to right click. Okay, I did right click. Can you see new? That is new library. I will click on it. Then there you will have to write your library name. You have to provide the path where you want to store it, and you have to enable startup. So that is how your library will get created. Let me show you in both SAS Studio and in your SAS version 9.4. See, so what I did, I went to libraries. I did right click. I went to new library. Now you can see I have to provide name, that is the libref. I have to provide path where you want to store it. Okay. And you can see this. I have to tick mark this. This is your startup. Means it will add the library to the SAS auto exec file. Means once you close the session and again you will open it, this library will be still present. You will be able to see it. Did not again execute the process. Okay, that is what meant by startup. Now the library will get created. Now in SAS version 9.4, how it will look. So just see here. See, over here, can you see there is this is the Explorer folder. You can see my arrow. Now there they have clicked new. Okay. After clicking to new, you will get this. See, now you will be able to see that you have to give the name, you have to give the path, and see, tick mark at enable at startup and press OK. So now your library will be created. Okay. So these are the two ways to create your library. I hope my video is very much clear to all of you. Thank you all. Please subscribe to my channel. Daily I'll try to upload 1 or 2 videos. Thank you.